Sea of Thieves is heading to PlayStation, and now the question is, what sort of impact are we going to feel in the game over the course of the next year and beyond? We're going to talk the why now, the player base impact, the potential server outlook, and the core game's future. But before that, make sure to throw a blunderbomb at the like button to show the channel a little love, just like you do to your crewmates. And before I say anything more, let me be clear, this is just my personal opinion. This video has not gone through Rare, Xbox, Microsoft, or Sony in any way. First, let's talk about the why. Sea of Thieves has been out on the Xbox and PC since March 20th, 2018. We're approaching its 6th anniversary, and in that time, it's seen numerous updates and features being added, and a few removed, while steadily becoming a staple of the Xbox platform. In fact, Sea of Thieves was the most successful new IP of the Xbox One generation. This could be attributed to the consistent updates to the game post-launch, but also due to the availability of the game to anyone who purchased Xbox Game Pass, the gaming subscription service from Xbox that offers gamers a library of content for a monthly price. But even as a purchasable title, Sea of Thieves continues to be on the top sales charts, making Steam's top 50 in the best of 2023 game sales for gross revenue. And to me, that means that even for folks who have zero interest in a gaming subscription like Xbox Game Pass, there's still an interest nearly 6 years later in Sea of Thieves. And that's where Sony PlayStation comes in. For Xbox and Rare, this is an untapped resource of a gaming audience. As of December 2023, Sony has said that the PS5 has sold just over 50 million consoles since its launch, and none of those 50 million consoles have had the opportunity to have the Sea of Thieves title screen splash across their TVs. And yes, while PS5 owners could also play games on PC or Xbox, I would argue the majority of gamers relatively stick to their favorite platform. And why now? Phil Spencer, the Microsoft gaming CEO, has gone on record during recent years and has said that Xbox, as it stands right now, is not a robust business and is not meeting its internal targets. He's also previously said in interviews that Xbox lost the worst generation to lose in the Xbox One generation, and that this idea that if they just focused on more great games on our console, that somehow Xbox is going to win the console race doesn't really lay into the reality of most people. Now, I'm not saying this at all to knock Phil or Xbox. It's actually quite a pragmatic look at the situation. If a business isn't performing, you've got to take the time to step back and evaluate all avenues to correct it, and not just charge in thinking that if you just do one thing or fix one issue, that everything else is going to get better. And one of those avenues just happened to be cross-platform collaboration. This isn't the first time this has happened. Ori and the Blind Forest, along with its sequel, made it to the Nintendo Switch, and more famously, Minecraft is available for PlayStation and even offers cross-platform play between PlayStation, Xbox, along with PC. Now, I know there are some Xbox diehards out there who wish the game would have remained exclusive, but enjoy the new Pirates on the Seas, mateys. And that brings us to the impact on the Sea of Thieves player base. And I know we've heard it for years. Sea of Thieves is dying. Sea of Thieves is dead. Sea of Thieves is no more. It has ceased to be. I feel like it's a Monty Python sketch at times. But in truth, the player base has not reached highs since the days of a pirate's life, which is to be expected as that was during the period of collaboration headlines with Disney and the Pirates of the Caribbean IP. But now, there will be potentially hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of new pirates out on the seas. And truthfully, this is probably the best time for that to occur. With the latest updates made in the past couple of seasons, Mike Chapman, creative director at Rare, declared on Twitter on January 24th that the work of core game expansions was now complete. And indeed, between captaincy, guilds, and the new Voyage on Demand systems now in place, Sea of Thieves is feeling more fluid and fresh than it has in years. Even for those folks who stepped away from the game, there was at least one new lure to bring them back into the fold in the past year. Safer seas, quicker voyages, new tutorials, and so on. And now that these systems are in place, the time has never been better for new players to enter into the game and experience the full breadth of what Sea of Thieves had to offer. That is, so long as the servers hold up. So let's talk about that elephant in the room, the server performance of Sea of Thieves. It hasn't been great, and that's putting it mildly. The game is normally supposed to have 24 players across 6 ships, but is currently at a total of 16 players with 5 ships. Now, why does that matter? Well, one of the biggest draws in Sea of Thieves is the idea of interactivity between player ships. And the Sea of Thieves map is quite large, taking roughly 15 to 20 minutes to sail uninterrupted from one edge of the map to the other. So take a ship away, and now the seas just feel emptier, because there's one less ship to potentially encounter. On top of that, the recent Season 11 launch was rougher than normal, with high ping issues being transparent for the first week. Now, there is a hotfix out, and it seems to have stabilized the majority of ping issues, but if the game receives the influx of players that I suspect are coming, we'll need Rare to batten down the hatches and really focus on server stability over the next several months. A bit of help in this space does actually come from the new adventure diving mechanic, where players are now able to kick off their voyages by diving to their initial destinations. But there really isn't a game mechanic that can replace a truly organic encounter, in my opinion. But what does this all mean for the health of the game at large? We've already talked about how the game is approaching its 6th anniversary. The team at Rare has said in the past that they had a 5-year roadmap, so we're truly in uncharted waters here. Here's my take. We know the next couple of seasons are going to be all about the sandbox. Rare has plainly said so as recently as the latest podcast. So this will mean that players will be able to acclimate themselves to a Sea of Thieves that has the strongest foundation it's ever had, and enjoy new and regularly updated features that will enhance the sandbox experience that's already in place. This is basically a second Sea of Thieves launch, and that's fantastic. Here's my ask. To all you new players of Sea of Thieves, welcome. Take your time to enjoy the full experience. Start off with safer seas and the new tutorials, and when you're ready, come join the gang on high seas. And to all you experienced Sea of Thieves players, this is your opportunity to really show why you're still playing Sea of Thieves. We're about to see swabbies galore, and I want you to remember what it was like when you were a swabby. Lend a helping hand to your fellow pirate before using the other to, eventually, steal their treasure. I've got a video that if you are a new player to Sea of Thieves, a returning player coming back after months or even years away, or just a veteran who's looking to support their fellow pirate, that I'll share here, so go click on that to get the latest tips and advice for the game. Until next time, this is Jon Bardcore signing off, saying so long and take care.